Manipur's COVID-19 tally surges to 71 after 9 more recorded today. Important to be more vigilant as economy opens up, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Man Ki Baat. And lockdown 4 wraps up today. MHA issues new guidelines for fifth phase of lockdown. Hello and good evening. Welcome to Times of Manipur. This is HARIPRIYA giving you the news in details. In a biggest surge, Manipur has reported 9 COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the tally to 71 today. Now the number of active cases stand at 60 after 11 have been recovered and discharged in the state. 4 COVID-19 patients were discharged today after they tested negative, according to Dr. Sasikumar Mangang, Additional Director and Spokesperson of Health Department, Manipur. 2 female COVID-19 patients each were discharged from RIMS and JNIMS. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Sunday that it is important to be even more vigilant as major chunk of economy has opened up. In his monthly radio address, Man Ki Baat, he said that people of the country must follow all the precautions without any laxity. India is valiantly fighting the battle against coronavirus with collective efforts. Looking at the world, we realize how big is the achievement of Indians, Prime Minister Modi said. Whatever we lose, we all regret, but whatever we could save is definitely the result of the collective willpower, he added. He also said that the entire movement is people-driven and hail various initiatives launched by people to serve people during this period of crisis. There is a saying in our country, Seva Paramo Dharma, service is pleasure in itself. People who serve others have ample confidence, positivity and vitality, said the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi further said that the road ahead is long one. We are fighting a pandemic without which little was previously known. As lockdown 4 comes to an end today, the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued new guidelines for the fifth phase of lockdown, which is slated to begin from tomorrow, June 1. According to the new guidelines, all activities outside containment zones have been allowed to resume in a phased manner from June 1. The guidelines will come into effect from June 1 and will be effective till June 30. The current phase of reopening, Unlock 1, will have an economic focus. All activities that were prohibited earlier will be opened up in the areas outside containment zones in a phased manner, with the stipulation of following standard operation procedures to be prescribed by the Health Ministry. In Phase 1, religious places and places of worship for public, hotels, restaurants, other hospitality services and shopping malls will be permitted to open from June 8. In Phase 2, schools, colleges, educational, training, coaching institutions, etc. will be opened after consultations with states and union territories. In Phase 3, dates for the opening of the above activities will be decided based on an assessment of the situation. However, lockdowns shall continue to be implemented strictly in the containment zones. All these services will be allowed to resume after a discussion of the state governments with the center. However, the dates of the discussions are not out yet. In the biggest jump in coronavirus cases yet, India reported 8,380 new COVID-19 infections in the past 24 hours, taking the country's total count to 1.82 lakh as of this morning. According to the latest data released by the Union Health Ministry, India's death toll raised crossed 5,000 as 193 more people succumbed to the disease. India's death toll now has mounted to 5,164. The total number of coronavirus cases in the country is now at 1,83,143, including 89,995 active cases, according to the Health Ministry. About 86,984 people have been cured, discharged, or migrated. Now let's have a short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more updates.
Laizare Crispy Puthokchaba The Little Backyard Company Gehu mapumna semba iron gi changwang na yauba thau nem na yauba ahal angang punna chabada haksang da kanaba kayamurum piriba hauraba chanaba makalni mahau ani thokna fangbigani hot and sweet amasung hot and spicy mamal supna tagi lupa kuntra khaktani fangfam sagarot thauda bhabok laikai abab Lajis Pizza contact number 977-401-5534.
Welcome back. Manipur Health and Family Welfare Minister L. Jayantikumar today visited quarantine centers in Imphal West and Imphal East districts. He also distributed personal protective equipment, PPE, sanitizer, N95 masks and gloves for the health workers at the quarantine center. He also interacted with the health workers at the quarantine centers and heard feedback from them. Minister L. Jayantikumar said that the government, especially the health department, is making efforts to increase the number of health workers and supporting staffs of quarantine centers. Additional Director of Health Dr. R.K., who was part of the minister's team, said that the department has selected UNACO School, Maitram, as a COVID care center for the state, and toward this end, the health department has taken up necessary steps. A poor mother is hoping that her ailing son will recover from his illness and back to normal life someday. We have a report.
Moirangthem Patma, a resident of Langol Aying Lekai in Imphal, is working in a small eatery to sustain life. The poor woman has an ailing son, Rajesh, who met with a major accident 3 years back. Aside from medicines, Patma, a widow, fears that she won't be able to feed her son 2 square meals a day due to the current COVID-19 lockdown. Her elder son, Joy Chandra, aged 32 years, is also taking his part to help feed the family by driving hired vehicle. Moirangthem Rajesh started getting sick since the age of 14 when he started taking medicines for TB, liver, kidney and heart ailments. However, his health has not improved over the years. The helpless family is still deprived of many government-sponsored schemes. They possess neither ration card nor widow pension. Seeing the woes of the family, Rajesh has virtually lost his will to live, though he desires to get better and stand on his feet someday.
I mayam school support I school journey do hakchang na bani chatpa ngamde yang wai chining bo poi hing dia tani tum hing wan khang ai yung ya wa ba ai mama ga dada ga wa ba ura ai na bam ta phan myam na mateng pang du ai bu si bi ai na bam ta phan.
Before the lockdown was imposed, Patma could afford the medicine for Rajesh with some assistance from his elder son. However, the prolonged lockdown has left them with no money to buy medicines for him. Patma sought mercy from generous people to help treat his son.
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯇꯥꯡꯕꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣ ꯑꯃꯈꯛꯇꯪꯗꯤ ꯄꯤꯔꯒ ꯑꯇꯩꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯖꯕ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯦ ꯅꯥꯕꯁꯦ ꯂꯥꯏꯌꯦꯡꯕꯁꯦ ꯈꯔ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯕꯤꯌꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯌꯦꯡ ꯑꯩ ꯏꯆꯥꯗꯨꯅ ꯅꯥꯕ ꯐꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯇꯧꯍꯟꯖꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ.
Life of the people have been seriously affected by the ongoing COVID-19 lockdown, and the hardship of the poor section of the society has increased tenfold. Many have rued.
Police today detained 85 people for defying lockdown norms in Imphal cities, Kangla Western Ghat, Yai School, Babupara and Singzamei. Manipur's well-known fashion designer Robert Naurem today stressed on the need to obtain a pattern for Manipuri traditional attires to avoid plagiarism. In a press meet at his office at Uripok, Robert Naurem mentioned about the recent issue wherein the traditional Leirum fee of Manipur gained immediate popularity as Modi Gamsa. Robert said that the Leirum fee has long been a part of the tradition and custom of Manipur. Robert asserted that mass production of the traditional cloth across the country without giving any credit to Manipur will have an adverse effect to the state's culture. The designer urged that the state need to obtain patent rights for Leirum fee to avoid such confusion in the future.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯦꯇꯔꯟ ꯇꯧꯍꯧꯗꯕꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯑꯁꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯦ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯟꯗꯤꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯠꯈ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯁꯤ ꯐꯦꯁꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯔꯛꯑꯁꯨ ꯉꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯠꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯏꯟꯀ꯭ꯂꯨꯗ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯣꯗꯤꯁ ꯒꯝꯆꯥꯅ ꯆꯠꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯃ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯗ꯭ꯔꯥꯅ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕ ꯑꯣꯊꯣꯔꯤꯇꯤꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯦꯇꯦꯟꯠ ꯔꯥꯏꯠ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩ ꯃꯤꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯡꯗ ꯑꯄꯤꯜ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯤ.
ꯂꯩꯔꯨꯝ ꯐꯤꯁꯦ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯁꯤ ꯇꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯒ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯝꯗꯝꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯏꯄꯥ ꯏꯄꯨꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯨ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯐꯤꯕꯨ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯒꯗꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯄꯥꯔꯠ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯥꯟꯅꯕꯤꯔꯒ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯦꯝꯕꯤꯔꯒ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯤꯌꯨ. ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯂꯩꯔꯨꯝ ꯐꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯅꯤꯉꯣꯟ ꯊꯥꯖꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯃꯆꯥꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯗꯥ ꯅꯧꯗꯥꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯇꯉꯥꯏ ꯐꯗꯅ ꯍꯥꯞꯇꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯕ ꯐꯤ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯧꯈꯤꯕ ꯆꯍꯤ ꯂꯤꯁꯥꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯆꯠꯅꯔꯒ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯕꯅꯤ. ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯐꯤ ꯑꯃꯕꯨ ꯂꯦꯡꯌꯥꯟ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯒꯝꯁꯥꯅꯤꯀ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯤꯜꯂꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯁꯤ VIPꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯃꯔꯥꯡ ꯈꯪꯗꯅ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯔꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯁꯦꯁꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯝꯗꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣই ꯇꯧꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯇꯧꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯄꯥꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅꯁꯨ ꯇꯧꯅꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤ.
A team of Bishnupur at Lemram Lamkhai last evening arrested 2 persons along with a large quantity of betel leaves, betel nuts and tobacco products worth rupees 3 lakh. The arrested have been identified as Abdul Hamid, aged 32 years of Kwakta Ward number 7 and Abdul Salam, aged 30 years of Kwakta Ward number 6. The police recovered 10 cartons of Sikhar, 5 bags of SS1 tobacco, 9 cartons of Raleigh Speed tobacco Khaini, 100 kgs of betel nut worth rupees 3 lakh. The seized items along with the 2 persons were handed over to Nambol police station for further necessary action, a report said. Sons of Kanglei Park organized a blood donation camp at Reams, Imphal today in collaboration with Reams Blood Bank. Around 35 people donated blood during the camp. General Secretary of Sons of Kanglei Park, Uday Kuman, said that the blood donation camp was held to meet the shortage of blood in the blood banks amid the coronavirus-induced lockdown.
Manipuri hospital अखोई ब्लड बैंक सिंग ई वाले अखोई डोनर लाक्तबदगी अखोई पेंडेमिक सिनम मरु ओइरको अखोई डोनर सिंग लाक्तबदी ई गी स्टॉक से लेक्तबदगी अखोइना अखोई डोनर सिंग कौबगी अखोई नोटिस अमा थेंनाजब मौदगी अखोई लाक्चरगा अखोई अंगम खरा सुम अखोई मेंबर सिंग पुनजरगा ई गी डोनेशन अमा ngasi पांथोकसबनी.
A team of Andhra police station arrested 5 persons involved in illegal mining of sands from Thobal River last afternoon. The team also seized 2 sands loader trucks. The arrested have been identified as Mohammad Razu Khan, aged 36 years of Yaripok, Changam Davi Mathaklaikai, Mohammad Nazir Khan, aged 41 years of Yaripok, Ningthonai Top Kuthabi, Mohammad Afzal Shah, aged 20 years of Yaripok, Changam Davi, Sagolong Mohammad Sakir Ahmad, aged 23 years of Yaripok, Ningthonai, Sabalaikai and Korimayum Samir, aged 23 years, of Yaripok Ning Thonai, Idiga Road. They were later produced before the duty magistrate who released them on bail. Here we have another short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more updates.
Success School, Singaran Jeswu Sombong and Korai Salan Thong opened a YouTube channel called Success School in Fall Age. Teachings from pre-nursery class to class 10 are uploaded on this channel, which the teachers are doing for the betterment of the students during this lockdown period. Watch the channel and take the value of teachings.
Classing asi wada singna yum degi takpi tambiro pa amadi assignment sing bibagi program oina April ki date 10 degi sathaduna laksabani loina na class 9 amasung 10 ki mathematics ki oina trigonometry coordinate geometry amasung polynomial haibasi series 9 na taksakre amasung makha sathajarakhi gani maram aduna pre-nursery degi na class 10 phongi manungda laiba mahairoi singna Success School in Har East Saiba YouTube channel asida sambiraga amasung classing asibu yiraga kharadang oiraga su kanaba lobiyo haina hajari.
Langol View Charitable Clinic haina khangnaram mafamasi Lamjingba Hospital and Medical Research Institute Private Limited haina khangnarakani. Mafamasida medicine, gynecology, surgery, orthopedic, ENT amadi pediatrics ka mari lenaba analying service singi khudong chaba lobiyo. Akupa marol gidama contact tobiyo Lamjingba Hospital and Medical Research Institute Private Limited, RIMS Southgate near Kombinay Kaithel. Hospital helpline number 8258967890.
Welcome back. Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC member Naurem Covid along with volunteers of Kakching Block Congress Committee today distributed essential items to 10 community quarantine centers in Kakching constituency. Kakching Block Congress Committee President KSS Ibohol and Congress councillors of Kakching Municipal Council accompanied Naurem Covid during the distribution. Uripok Petrol Automobile Association today held its annual meet at the residence of Uripok constituency, MLA and Deputy Chief Minister Y. Joykumar in Naurem Thong, Laishram Leirak. Deputy Chief Minister Y. Joykumar, Association Secretary R.K. Gopalsana and Executive Editor of Sana Leipak, Udoy Luwang attended the meet. Chairman of Bubol Technical and Skill Development BTSD Private Limited, Naurem Nabachandra, Director Naurem Binarani and proprietor of Bubon Brickfield, Naurem Nopur provided a water pump for the residents of Palen Mayai Lekai today. Divisional Forest Officer of None, Napoleon Rongmai, today distributed a bag of rice to an institutional quarantine center at Tengjongjiang Higher Secondary School, None volunteers of Longmai Nature Club. LNC assisted the distribution. The quarantine center currently houses 200 inmates. Bodoland University of Assam's Kokrazar has developed a specialized fungal powder from a super mushroom known as Cordyceps militaris to help people boost immunity during the COVID-19 pandemic, as per media. It was prepared by the freezing. The outcome was a potent pitch of C. militaris powdered through lyophilization at 80 degrees Celsius. The earth has more than 400 species of Cordyceps, a fungus parasitic on insects as well as other fungi. The mushroom is well known for its immune modulating effect, anti-aging, antiviral as well as energy booster effect. Bodoland University has decided to provide Cordyceps capsules for free to civilians to boost immunity to thwart COVID-19, and its encapsulation process is underway. US President Donald Trump has said he will postpone this year's G7 summit and invite leaders of other countries to participate in the talks, according to media reports. The G7 group, which the US hosts this year, includes Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the UK. President Trump said that he doesn't feel that is properly represent what's going on in the world. It's a very outdated group of countries. The president said Russia, South Korea, Australia and India should be invited. He further said that he was delaying the summit, which was scheduled to take place later in June, until September. The European Union called on the US to consider its decision to terminate its relationship with the World Health Organization, which President Donald Trump has accused of being too differential to China. According to media reports, in joint statement from European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and the bloc chief foreign envoy Josep Borrell yesterday stated global cooperation and solidarity through multilateral efforts are the only effective and viable avenues to win this battle the world is facing. As India gradually opens up, some of the country's prominent public health and community medicine experts, including 2 members of an ICMR research group on COVID-19, have criticized the government's handling of the pandemic and the lack of epidemiologists in decision-making, a media report said. It's unrealistic to expect that COVID-19 pandemic can be eliminated at this stage, given that community transmission is already well established across large sections or subpopulations in the country, reads a joint statement by Indian Public Health Association, Indian Association of Preventive and Social Medicine and Indian Association of Epidemiologists. Before we close, let's see the top news headlines once again. Manipur's COVID-19 tally surges to 71 after 9 more recorded today. Important to be more vigilant as economy opens up, says Prime Minister Modi on Man Ki Baat. And lockdown 4 wraps up today. MHA issues new guidelines for 5th phase of lockdown. That's all for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us and keep watching Times of Manipur News Update and good night.